on last week, discussing Dak Prescott, maybe getting him a 3-year, $25 million a year type of a thing, and that was before Carson Wentz changed the market. So I had to revisit and do my homework, and wanted to bring some numbers to you. I was thinking 3 years at $81 million, averaging about $27 million now, with 50 guaranteed. If you wanted to go longer, 4 years at 28, or 5 years at 29, or 6 years at 30. And basically, I'm going off of Matt Ryan's 5-year, $150 million with $94 million guaranteed. I would put Dak at that 5-year, $145 million, $75 million guaranteed, because I just don't see him being like a MVP type candidate that Matt Ryan is. Same with Jimmy Garoppolo. He got a 5-year, $137 million contract with $74 million guaranteed. So I'd give him more guaranteed money and more total. That was my Dak Prescott thing. As for Chris Jones, looking at the Cameron Jordan's deal today, you got a 3-year, $55 extension with $42 guaranteed. Looking at Frank Clark, he got 5-year, $104, $43 guaranteed. I think Chris Jones is, like you were saying earlier, you got to bump him up. Maybe give him about 20 and a half, 6 years, $129 million with $66 million guaranteed. That keeps the defensive line from being at each other's throats when they're kind of on par with one another, and you give more money to the guy that you drafted. As for my last point, Jadaveon Clowney is on a tag for about $16 million, I believe, and he's not showing up to his mandatory training camp. I think if you are the new...
So basically, I'm just talking again about some different contract situations. What I would be looking at with Dak Prescott, with Pat, and on the network.
It's not mandatory for him. It's not mandatory for him.
So that's Pat basically corrected me and let me know that because Jadaveon Clowney hasn't signed his franchise tag, he's not required to be at the meeting camp.
He didn't sign it. Right? Okay. So if you don't sign it, you don't have to commit.
Well, my thing with Clowney, if you're the new general manager, is you can't put him in that Chris Jones, Fletcher Cox type stratosphere. He hasn't done enough here in Houston to warrant that. So I would just keep him franchised. If he shows up, I pay him. Hope that he does really well, trying to show out to get a long-term deal and hopefully get some draft compensation to draft a left tackle in next year's draft and trade him to the highest bidder. That's all I have. Thanks.
Okay. Yeah, well, you always come through with the good business sense. Prescott, I think, it's interesting. You took a 3-year deal and watered it down from Kirk Cousins. 3 years, 84. You went 381. I would think he's going to say, I deserve more than Kirk Cousins. What did he do in Washington before he came? And I'm not here to say one's better than the other, but I'm just thinking how the agent will think.
Right.
Want to give me a short-term deal? I'll do 3 for 90. We're going to take more than the other guy got. Now, knowing how Dallas is, and they're going to have those linebackers to do, and Dallas has signing bonus money, they'll want to do a big chunky signing bonus and try to get 5 years out of him. So you go right to the 5-year situation. He'll blow up Garoppolo's deal. What did Garoppolo do before he got 5 for 137? So I think it's 5 for like 145, like you said, and then they can give him a big bonus and spread it out and reduce that cap charge. So that's where I think that one's going. The Chris Jones thing, 100% agree. It's got to be more than Frank Clark or it's going to be a problem. And you don't want to franchise tag him because now you're playing a guy that you're probably never going to get an extension on. He'll play 2 franchise tags. Or, now that we opened up a new can of worms called Le'Veon Bell, play the first year on the franchise tag, then sit out the next year. That's crazy. I wouldn't do it. But what happened to Le'Veon Bell? He was free, and he left.
Right.
So be careful about that one. And, you got a great sense of what's going on here. Look, here's what you'll do for me on the next one. Look down the road of the Cowboys and tell me the next 3 guys that have to get signed for big money and how much space you're going to need to get them done. They got a challenge Stephen Jones doing.
And the last point I wanted to make is some of these contracts for the quarterbacks. Just again, looking at the 2018 playoffs of the 12 quarterbacks that were in it, Andrew Luck his cap hit was 13.7% of the cap, and he was the most of all the playoff caliber quarterbacks, followed by Drew Brees, Russell Wilson before he signed his latest deal, Tom Brady, and Phillip Rivers. Jared Goff was first of the rookies, first pick, and then followed by Carson Wentz at number 2 in that same draft. They're at that 4.1, 4.2%. Trubisky, Mahomes, Watson, Jackson, and then down here's Dak Prescott being at 4th round draft pick. Very, very good bargain. If you look at other quarterbacks around the league that were making big contracts on the cap, Jimmy Garoppolo at 20%, Stafford at 14.9%, and Kirk Cousins at 13.5%, which is more than Andrew. And then other guys that were taking up big portions of the cap didn't even get their teams to the playoffs. So that was the last thing I wanted to hit on. I was talking about trying to pay for what you get with the quarterbacks, and if you don't have an elite quarterback, it's time to cut ties and find another guy on a rookie contract, because sometimes the best thing that a rookie contract could bring to you is a small cap hit, so you can get more complimentary players that you can pay. And that does it for this video with PFGMRx with Roy Pickett. Thank you.
I was going to say, Steven's working the